I am Balaji sir, going to teach you 6th standard mathematics, lesson number 2, whole numbers. As you know students, there are different types of numbers, and first type of numbers which is set of natural numbers. The numbers which starts from 1 to infinity are called natural numbers. Here 1 is the smallest natural number and infinity is the greatest natural number. What is meant by infinity? Infinity means it is unable to count. Now, why there was need to find new number or new symbol? Now take one example. If you subtract smaller number from the bigger number, what will be its answer? For example, 5 minus 3, it is equal to 2, and this answer 2 we get in set of natural numbers. If you subtract 5 minus 4, it is equal to 1, we get this answer in set of natural numbers. But what is the answer of 5 minus 5? Or when we subtract any number from itself, the answer is 0. But you tell me, can we find this 0 in set of natural numbers? No. And therefore, there was need to define new symbol, to define new number, and hence mathematician defined new number or new symbol, and it is added to set of natural numbers. Now the set with 0 or all natural numbers with 0, this set is called set of whole numbers. Yes, set of whole numbers starts from 1 up to infinity. Now here 0 is the smallest whole number. Now next concept is successor and predecessor. Now see, what is meant by successor? In simple language, successor means one step ahead and predecessor means one step behind. Numerically we can say, when 1 is added to given number, we get its successor, and when 1 is subtracted from the given number, we get its predecessor. I have given 2 examples here. Given number is 10. What will be its successor? 10 plus 1 is equal to 11. 11 is the successor of 10. Whereas, if you subtract 1 from 10, it is equal to 9. This is predecessor of 10. Second number, 25. What is the successor of 25? 25 plus 1, 26. 26 is the successor. Whereas, predecessor of 25, subtract 1 from 25, it is equal to 24. And 24 is the predecessor of 25. Now, next concept, and which is very important, is the properties of whole numbers. We are going to learn 5-6 properties, and the first property is the closure property. Student, you know that there are 4 basic operations, or there are 4 fundamental operations in mathematics, and these 4 fundamental operations are addition operation, subtraction operation, multiplication operation, and division operation. Let me explain what is meant by closure property. As I have explained whole numbers, if we add any 2 whole numbers, the result, what is the result of addition is called? The result of addition is called sum. If we add any 2 whole numbers, the sum is again a whole number. Then addition is said to be closed for whole numbers, or whole numbers are said to be closed under addition operation. See the example. 0 plus 2 is equal to 2. What is 0? 0 is whole number? Yes. 2 it is also whole number. 0 plus 2, what is its answer? 2. And answer is also whole number. It means sum of two whole numbers is again a whole number. You can take another example. You can take any two whole numbers. 3 plus 6, it is equal to 9. 3 is whole number, 6 is whole number, 9 is also whole number. It means addition of whole numbers is closed. Let us see the subtraction operation. If you take 7 minus 6, its answer is 1. 7 is whole number, 6 is whole number, and 1 is a whole number. But if you take 6 minus 7, what will be the answer of 6 minus 7? 6 minus 7, it is equal to minus 1. Can you tell me minus 1 is whole number? No. And therefore, for any two whole numbers, subtraction is not always a whole number. And therefore, what we can say, subtraction operation is not closed for whole numbers. We can say whole numbers are not closed under subtraction operation. Here, this example is not true for all the whole numbers. 7 minus 6 is equal to 1, it is a whole number. But 6 minus 7, it is equal to minus 1, it is not a whole number, as minus 1 is not whole number, but it is another type of number that you will learn in 6th lesson, that is integers. Now take example of multiplication. You can take any two whole numbers. 4 into 5, it is equal to 20. 4 is whole number, 5 is whole number, 20 is also whole number. 9 into 0, 9 is whole number, 0 is whole number, it is equal to 0. It means if you take any two whole numbers and if you multiply it, its answer, that is the product, is always a whole number. And therefore we can say that whole numbers are closed under multiplication operation. Now next operation is the division operation. If you divide 10 by 2, 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. Right? Now here 10 is whole number, 2 is whole number, and 5 is also whole number. What is the answer of division is called? Quotient. And here in the first example, quotient is also whole number. But if you take the same example in reverse order, if you divide 2 by 10, what is the quotient of 2 divided by 10? It is 1 upon 5. Now you tell me, students, whether 1 upon 5 is whole number? It is no. But 1 upon 5 is another type of number. It is not for your syllabus. It is a rational number. Therefore, division operation is not closed for whole numbers. Or we can say that whole numbers are not closed under division operation. Let me recap these four operations. Addition is closed for whole numbers. Subtraction is not closed for whole numbers. Multiplication is closed for whole numbers, and division is not closed for whole numbers. Now let us see another property, that is commutative property. Let me explain what is meant by commutation. To commute means to exchange. If we change order of two numbers, now here also we are going to see the four operations. As I have said, there are four fundamental operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. We are going to check these four fundamental operations for these properties. Now, as I told, first addition operation. If you take any two whole numbers and if you add them, now here 10 plus 7, what is the sum? 17. Now what I did, I changed the order. Instead of 10 plus 7, I have taken 7 plus 10. What will be the answer? It is again 17. Is there any change in answer? No. Even though the order is changed, 10 plus 7 and 7 plus 10, the sum of these two whole numbers remains same. Not only these two whole numbers, but if you take any two whole numbers, by changing order, there will be no change in its sum. And hence, we can say that that 10 plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 10. And this is called whole numbers are commutative under addition operation. And it is possible. If you take subtraction, now tell me students whether it is possible in this operation. You can take any two whole numbers. Again, I have taken the same whole numbers for your convenience, 10 and 7. If I subtract 7 from 10, what is the answer? It is very simple. 10 minus 7 is equal to 3. Now change the order. If you subtract 10 from 7, what is its answer? Its answer is minus 3. Now tell me students, 3 and minus 3, whether they are equal? Answer is no, because 3 and minus 3 are different. Their subtractions, their results are different. And what I have written here, therefore 10 minus 7 is not equal to 7 minus 10. And what we can say, whole numbers are not commutative under subtraction operation. Got it? Now the next operation, multiplication operation. You can take any two numbers, but for your convenience I have taken the same numbers. Now only operation is changed. 10 multiplied by 7. What is the answer of multiplication is called? Product. What is the product of 10 and 7? 70. Now change the order. 7 into 10. What is the product of 7 and 10? Again 70. Therefore 10 into 7 is equal to 7 into 10. Then what we can say from this example? Whole numbers are commutative under multiplication operation. Students, you can take any two whole numbers for giving the examples of these operations. Now the last operation is the division operation. Now in the division operation, now you tell me what is the answer of division operation called? It is quotient. Result of division operation is called quotient. If you divide 15 by 5, what is the quotient or what is its result? Result is 3. 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. Now change the order. Changing order means what? Commutation. To commute means changing the order. Now here I have divided 5 by 15. 5 divided by 15. Now tell me what is the result of this quotient? What is the result of this division? It is 1 upon 3. Now tell me 3 and 1 upon 3, whether they are equal or not equal. The answer is they are not equal. And so 15 divided by 5 is not equal to 5 divided by 15. And therefore we can say that whole numbers are not commutative under division operation. Now let me recap one more time. Addition is commutative for whole numbers. Subtraction is not commutative for whole numbers. Multiplication is commutative for whole numbers. And division is not commutative for whole numbers. Hello students, we are going to see the third property for whole numbers, and this property is associative property. Again we are going to verify this property for four fundamental operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication and division operation. Now for this property we have to take any three whole numbers. I have taken some examples. You can change these whole numbers and you can verify these properties. Now let me explain what is meant by association. The association means grouping. Now what is the grouping? Just you can see the first example, addition example. Which whole numbers I have taken here? 3, 4 and 5. And if you see this side, I have added 3, 4 and 5. What is the way I have added? Just you can see here I have added 4 and 5 together and kept this in bracket, and this sum is added in 3. Instead of this, I can add these three whole numbers in this way also. Here 3 and 4 added together, taken together and taken in bracket, and in their sum 5 is added. If you see these two statements, if you see these two expressions, what is the difference? Whole numbers are same, 3, 4, 5. Here also 3, 4, 5. Even order is not changed, but only what is changed? Groups are changed. Here we have taken group of 4 and 5, and 3 is separate. It is outside the bracket. Whereas here we have taken group of 3 and 4, and 5 is separate, or it is outside the bracket. Now let us see what is the sum of these three whole numbers in these two different ways. If you see this side, 3 as it is, plus, now solve the bracket. What is 4 plus 5? It is 9. Now 3 plus 9, it is equal to 12. What is the answer? What is the sum of these three whole numbers? 12. Now see that side. Now solve the bracket. 3 plus 4, 7. Now plus 5. 7 plus 5, 12. Again the sum is 12. Now what we can say here, even though we change the grouping, and this changing the grouping is called association, and that's why this is called associative property. Now tell me, if we change association, is there any change in the result? No. The result is same. The answer is same. And that's why we can say that 3 plus in bracket 4 plus 5, it is equal to in bracket 3 plus 4 plus 5. And this says that whole numbers are associative under addition operation. Now let us check for subtraction operation. Now here I have taken these three whole numbers, 7, 4, 2. Students see 7, 4, 2, and here also 7, 4, 2. What is the difference? This is very important. Here I have made the group of 7 and 4, and this is put in bracket, and 2 is outside, and this side 7 is outside and 4 and 2 are in bracket, and such grouping is called association. Let us see what are the results of these two different ways, of these two different expressions. The first, 7 minus 4 in the bracket, minus 2. 7 minus 4, it is equal to 3, because we always solve bracket first, minus 2, and it is equal to 1. What is the result of this side? It is 1. See the result of that side. Here 7 minus, now solve the bracket, 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2 is 2. Now next step, 7 minus 2, it is equal to 5. Now what is the result? Result is 5. Now tell me whether these results are same? No. And so we can say that in bracket 7 minus 4 minus 2, it is not equal to 7 minus in bracket 4 minus 2. And what we can say here, whole numbers are not associative under subtraction operation. Right? See very carefully what is meant by association. What is the difference between association and commutation? In commutation, order is changed. Right? A plus B is equal to B plus A. A minus B is not equal to B minus A. But here in association, the grouping is changed. The order is not changed. What is changed? Grouping is changed. Now addition operation is associative and subtraction operation is not associative for whole numbers. Now let us check for the multiplication operation. Now this is the third fundamental operation. Again you can take three different whole numbers. I have taken here 2, 3 and 5. And here also 2, 3 and 5. See students, see them carefully. What is the difference between these two expressions, these two statements which I have written? Here 2 into 3 I have written in bracket multiplied by 5. 5 is outside the bracket. And that side 2 is outside the bracket, whereas 3 into 5 in the bracket. What is changed here? Whether the order is changed? No. 2, 3, 5. Here also 2, 3, 5. Only the grouping is changed, right? And what is the operation? Multiplication operation. And let us check whether their answers, whether their products are same or not same. Let us solve this left side. 2 into 3, what it is? 6 into 5. 6 into 5, it is equal to 30. Now let us solve the right hand side. 2 as it is into, solve the bracket. 3 into 5, what is the product? 15. Now solve this. 2 into 15, it is equal to 30. Now tell me whether the products, whether the results are same? Yes. 2 into 3 into 5 is equal to 2 into, in bracket, 3 into 5. The products are same, and what we can say, the whole numbers are associative under multiplication operation. Why they are called associative? Because their results are same. Here results are not changing. Let us see the this property for division operation. Now take example of again 3 whole numbers. You can take any 3 suitable whole numbers as per your convenience to explain the property. Now I have taken 10, 2 and 5, these 3 whole numbers. Now see the two sides. This is left hand side, this is the right hand side. Here what I have did, 10 divided by 2 in bracket divided by 5. Whereas this side, right side, 10 divided in bracket 2 divided by 5. Let us check the answers. Now first solve the bracket. 10 divided by 2. What is the answer? 10 upon 2, it is 5. Now this division sign divided by 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. What is the answer of this left hand side? 1. Now see what is the answer of right hand side. 10 as it is divided by 2 divided by 5. It is 0.4. Because this we have learned in 5th standard. How to divide smaller number by bigger number. Now 10 divided by 0.4. Its answer is 25. See the answers. Left hand side answer is 1. Right hand side answer is 25. Here different answers means there is change in result if we change the association. Here answers are different because we have changed the grouping, we have changed the association, and therefore what we can say, in bracket 10 divided by 2 bracket close divided by 5, it is not equal to 10 divided by bracket 2 divided by 5 bracket close, and we can say that whole numbers are not associative under division operation. Let me recap. Here 4 operations. Addition is associative for whole numbers. Subtraction is not associative for whole numbers. Whereas multiplication is associative for whole numbers and division is not associative for whole numbers. Here it is very important to explain the property with the help of these examples. And students, you can use any whole numbers. In commutative operation, you can take any 2 whole numbers, whereas in associative property, you can take any 3 suitable whole numbers and explain the property. Let us see the 4th property, that is distributive property. Now let me see what is meant by distribution. Now actually this property is called distributive property of multiplication under addition. Now see here. Now if you see the example, now in this example 5 multiplied by in bracket 7 plus 9. Now let us solve this 5 as it is into as it is 7 plus 9. This bracket is solved first. 7 plus 9 is 16. Now what is the product of 5 and 16? It is 18. Now instead of this, the same statement can be written as 5 into 7 plus 5 into 9. Let us solve this expression. 5 into 7 is 35 plus 5 into 9 is 45. What is the sum of 35 and 45? It is 80. Now, if you see, we can write this statement as this way, or we can write this statement using this way, short way. And this is called distributive property of multiplication under addition or addition operation. And what we can say, as the results are same, 5 into 7 plus 9, it is equal to 5 into 7 plus 5 into 9. You can take any three different whole numbers to verify the distributive property, and this is called distributive property for whole numbers. Now, the next property is the identity element for addition and subtraction. Now, tell me, student, if we add 0 to any whole numbers, or if you subtract 0 from any whole number, what will be the answer? What will be the result? The result is the same whole number. It is very simple to say, if you add 0 in 5, what is the 5 plus 0? It is 5. 21 plus 0, it is equal to 21. Means if we add 0 to any whole number, the answer is the same whole number. Similarly, if you subtract 0 from any whole number, answer is the same whole number. And that is why the number 0 is called identity element for addition and subtraction, or it is simply called identity for addition and subtraction, either identity element or identity. Similarly, the next property is identity element for multiplication and division. Now tell me, students, if you multiply any whole number by 1, or if you divide any whole number by 1, what will be the result? What will be the answer? The answer is the same whole number. Again, I have taken these examples. 5 into 1, it is equal to 5. Means, but by multiplying 1, we get the result as the same whole number. 100 into 1, it is 100. Now, division operation. 5 divided by 1, 5. 100 divided by 1, 100. So, the number 1 is called, right? The 1 is called identity element for multiplication and division, or simply it is called identity for multiplication and division. Students, as we have learned the properties of whole numbers, these properties are useful for solving the different type of examples or different type of problems. Now let us see the problem solving by using suitable properties. As we have learned the different properties such as closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, identity element for addition and subtraction, and identity element for multiplication and division. Now, these properties are useful for solving the problems. Now, let us see some examples. Just see the first example. Find by suitable rearrangement. When the expression is given, when the question is given like this, add these numbers. Now, students, we can add these numbers as it is, but this addition will be difficult. If we rearrange these given numbers in suitable way, then this addition will become easy. Now just see here, 126 plus 87 plus 74 plus 613. We have to add these four whole numbers. Now we can add as it is. We can add 126 plus 87. Then this sum we can add in 74, and this sum we can add in 613. But this will be little bit difficult. And so what we can do, instead of adding directly, we can make some arrangement, rearrangement. Now let us see what it is called. To rearrange the numbers, it is called commutation. And that's why what I have written, by commutativity of addition. As addition operation is here, Now let us see, 126 is as it is plus. Now I have changed the place of 87 and 74. 74 is taken before 87 plus 87 plus 630, and this is called commutation. As addition is there, this is called commutativity of addition. Now you can see here, we can add 126 and 74 together and 87 and 600 together. What is the sum of 126 and 74? It is 200. And what is the sum of 87 and 613? 700. Now we can add 200 and 700. The sum of 200 and 700, it is equal to 900. Now this becomes easy, this becomes convenient to add the given numbers. And this is how we can make use of these properties. Let us see the second example. This is also find by using suitable rearrangement. Now, what is the operation here? Multiplication. Means we have to find the product of these three whole numbers. 125 into 279 into 8. Now, if we multiply 125 and 279 and then this product is multiplied by 8, it is very difficult. Difficult means it takes more time as well as there are chances of happening mistakes. But if we make use of suitable properties and if we solve it, then we can solve by easy method and quickly and without any mistake. Now what we can do? By commutativity of multiplication. As multiplication is here, what it is said? Commutativity of multiplication or commutative property for multiplication. Now 125, now change the place, 279 and 8. Now 8 is taken before 279. 125 into 8 into 279. And if you multiply 125 and 8, what is the product of 125 exact? 1000 into 279. Now 1000 into 279, it is equal to 279000. See how we can multiply this quickly and without any mistake. There is no chance of mistake. And this is how the properties are useful to solve this type of problems. Now let us see the third example. Find by using distributive property. Now what is distributive property? Now multiplication of these two whole numbers. 2187 into 105. We can multiply these two numbers by our traditional method. 2187 into 105 directly. But it will take more time and there is chance of mistake, there is chance of error due to the carry or due to the what we can say some multiplication problems. Now instead of that, what we can do, 2187 into, we can break 105 in this way. Can we write 105 as 100 plus 5? Yes. 2187 into bracket 100 plus 5. Instead of 105, what is written? 100 plus 5. Now 2187 into 100 plus 2187 into 5. Because this 2187 is multiplied with both these numbers in the bracket, 100 as well as 5. 2187 into 100, what is the product? 218700 plus 2187 into 5. We can multiply orally and its product is 10935. If we add this 218700 and 10935, its sum is 229635 and it is the product of 2187 and 105. And this is called how we can find the product of such numbers by using distributive property. Now Again, by using distributive property, we can solve this type of problems. Now let us see this fourth example. 548 into 397 plus 548 into 604. You can see in this expression 548 is common in these two terms. As you know that terms are separated by plus and minus. 548 into 379 is one term. 548 into 604 is another term, that is second term. And what is common in these two terms? 548. Now we can take this 548 common out of bracket, and this is again we can do by using the distributive property. 548 into bracket. What is uncommon in the first term? 397. Then next, what is the sign? Plus. What is uncommon number in the second term? 604. Now 548 into 397 plus 604. Its sum is 1000. Now what is the product of 548 and 1000? 548,000. And this we can solve by using distributive property. Now again, one more example. Find 412 plus 237 plus 388 plus 63. Now here we can make use of two different properties, two suitable properties, and we can find the answer. Now the first we have to rearrange the numbers. What is called to rearrange the numbers? It is called commutation. Now here commutativity for addition, as addition operation is there. Now 412, now I have changed the place of 237 and 388. 412 plus 388 plus 237 plus 63. Now here 412, 388 and 237 and 63. We can make the two groups. What is called this making the groups? It is called association. And that's why what I have written? By using associativity of addition or associative property. Now 412 plus 388 in first bracket plus 237 plus 63 in another bracket. Now add these two numbers. What is the sum of 412 and 388? It is 800. What is the sum of 237 and 63? It is 300. Now 800 plus 300, it is equal to 1100. And this becomes easy if we make use of the properties. And these problems, whatever the problems in this lesson we are going to solve, we have to solve by using suitable properties.